Today I'm going to show you how to make this delicious dairy-free banana bread. For this dairy-free banana bread, you're going to need about 5 to 6 bananas, and you can even use those overly ripe bananas. As they get overly ripe, just throw them in your freezer, and when you're ready to make your banana bread, when you've got 5 or 6 bananas, just thaw them out in some hot water and then peel them, put them in your pan, your mixing bowl, and make sure that you let it sit for about 5 minutes and drain all the water off of those if you use the frozen bananas. Otherwise, if you're just using non-frozen bananas, you can just put the 5 or 6 in here. So we have our bananas. Now we're going to add 1 cup of white sugar, 1/2 cup of packed brown sugar, 1/2 cup of a non-dairy butter alternative. I like Smart Balance. And we're just going to cream these ingredients together first before we add anything else. So let's put our paddle on, our mixer. Helps if you plug it in. Okay, now that we have those ingredients creamed together, we're going to add 2 eggs. All right, now we're going to add 1 teaspoon of vanilla, and we're going to go ahead and mix these one more time just to incorporate those ingredients. Okay, now that we have all of our wet ingredients, we're going to start adding our dry ingredients. So we have 2 cups of all-purpose white flour that we're just going to add. Next, we have 1/2 teaspoon of salt, 1 teaspoon of cinnamon, and that's optional. If you don't like cinnamon, you don't have to put that in there. And then we have 2 teaspoons of baking powder, and then we're going to mix this together on low. Okay, you're going to want to give this a good scrape if you still have some flour left on the sides, and then turn your mixer on one more time just to incorporate all that flour that was stuck on the sides. So you can see we now have a good batter consistency. So you can turn off your mixer. Now the last thing I do is add 1/2 cup of chopped walnuts. This is optional. If you like walnuts, fine. If you don't, you do not have to put this in there. And I just give it a good stir. And I have had my oven preheating on 350. Now you're going to want to transfer the batter to a greased loaf pan. I just use a non-dairy cooking spray. And I just make sure I spray that bread loaf pan well. And if you're like me and you can't wait a whole hour for the banana bread, or your kids can't wait a whole hour because the banana bread smells so good, I leave a little bit of batter to make some little mini muffins. You could make about 6 little mini muffins just by leaving a little bit of batter, or you could make 2 to 4 maybe regular muffins. So now we have a little bit of mini muffins that we can bake for about 12 minutes. And we also have our banana bread in our loaf pan. You're going to want to cook the loaf pan batter approximately an hour. When you stick a toothpick in it and remove the toothpick, it should come out clean. If it has a lot of batter on it, just you can cook it a little longer. I start checking it at maybe about 50 minutes. Here is our finished banana bread. You're going to want to let that cool for about 5 minutes before you flip it over and slice it. All right, we're going to flip this over so we can slice it. And it should come out pretty good because we sprayed our pan. So we're just going to use a bread knife to slice this. And here we have our delicious dairy-free banana bread. For a printable version of this recipe, see the link below. Please like and subscribe for more dairy-free recipes.